In 2023, I learned about the existence of a website called ArtFight, but I didn't really know much about it other than it being some kind of art contest type of thing. However, I was still intrigued, so I looked it up. It said something about needing to be an adult, and I was like,
Well, that's not gonna work.
fast forward to June 2024, and I was talking to a friend on a game called Animal Jam. I forgot exactly what led up to it, but I remember them asking if I would be participating in Art Fight that year. I told them no because, first of all, I thought it had already ended that year, and second, I didn't exactly meet the age requirement. Or so I thought. Turns out you only have to be 13 to participate, but you have to be 18 to be a mod. After doing some more research, I begged my parents to let me participate. And on July 7th, after ArtFight had started, I finally was able to create an account. I really didn't know what to expect on my very first year of ArtFight, since I'd literally never been on any art-related site in my life, and I had very minimal experience on creating my own content on social media platforms and whatnot. My main goals were don't say or do anything stupid, don't embarrass yourself, and absolutely do not do anything you're going to be cringing at a year from now. And if you clicked on this video, I think it's pretty obvious that I did not succeed with any of these things. But on the bright side, at least I know better for next time. And a lot of things happened that I can tell strangers on YouTube. Woohoo! Also, I just wanted to mention real quick, I will be showing some attacks I did in ArtFight, but I'll be censoring any character that doesn't belong to me, since I never asked permission to use them in a YouTube video. So, without further ado, janky intro time! I am what you call a living machine artist. A very obscure type of artist, but a very interesting type as well. It's kind of like a furry artist, but instead of giving human characteristics to animals, you're giving them to machines. Like cars, trains, toasters, basically any type of machine that you're giving human features to. And as a living machine artist, I really only draw cars, but I am currently experimenting with trains. But like I mentioned before, living machine artists are very obscure. So when I see another one, I can get super excited. And I did. A lot. Probably a little too excited at most of the time. I got so excited that I started asking some of the users their stories on how they became a living machine artist, asking dumb questions about their characters and them, etc. I literally asked someone why their character had scars on him. I don't know why I asked that. I genuinely don't know why. But hey, props to them for actually answering my question. And I don't know why, I'm just very embarrassed of that now. Oh, and I asked their living machine life story too. Whoops. If you are by any chance a victim of my bajillion questions on ArtFight, I'm very sorry and I hope I wasn't too much of a pain. I was just genuinely curious since I don't really, see many living machine artists. On the topic of embarrassing things involving my excitement about living machines, I have yet another story where my excitement got the better of me. I love Volkswagen Beetles. I love to draw them, I love to watch movies about them, and I even own one. Long story short, I ended up coming across a character that was a VW bug. I lost my actual mind and ended up drawing him 3 times that year. I did something very similar to someone else's character as well. A lot of people probably think that, it's not that bad, and probably even the creator of that character probably didn't think it was that bad either. I guess I'm just embarrassed about it because I thought I came across as like a weirdo or something. But hey, at least those users probably have a bunch of art of their characters now. When you include multiple characters in an art fight attack, it's known as a mass attack. But I thought a mass attack only meant more than one character and not 10 or more characters. I think it's 10 and above to be considered a mass attack, but if it's anything under that, I think it's called a group attack. Long story short, I labeled a couple things as mass attacks when they were really just group attacks. Not really the biggest problem ever, I just felt like it seemed like I was making a big deal out of nothing, I guess. There are 2 main ways, as far as I know, to find out if a user on ArtFight is active, for events at least. If their name has the color of whatever team they're on, or you can judge based on their last seen status. And pay attention because this comes to play in a minute. I ended up finding 2 characters whose designs I absolutely loved to death, and I really wanted to draw them. However, I wanted to draw them both in the same drawing. And while most users are okay with you including both their characters in one drawing, I knew that some weren't. So I commented on their profile asking if it was okay. And they never responded to me. And as of writing the script, they still haven't. Now, the right thing to do would be to not draw the characters, since I didn't know for sure it would be okay. but unfortunately, I drew them anyway in a group attack. But on the bright side, the drawing turned out great. But if I had bothered to look closely at their profile, I would have noticed that the user had clearly stated that they were not going to be active that year. Oh well. Ah, yes, yet another story involving the misunderstanding of mass attacks. When you make a mass attack, you list everyone's character and their character count and send the attack to one person. And while you're only sending the drawing to one person, everyone is notified since their character is in the drawing. At least that's what you're supposed to do. What I did was send the attack a bunch of times to everyone. I feel bad about it now because I think it seemed like I was trying to farm points. But I promise, guys, I just genuinely didn't know how it worked. And thankfully, my friend told me because I probably would have never figured it out on my own. Unless someone told me that I was a point farmer or something. I decided to save the best for last since this was the most embarrassing and upsetting to me, and it kinda made me want to cry in a corner, not gonna lie. The end date for Art Fight 2024 was August 3rd, 12 o'clock MDT. So I was trying my best to squeeze in some last minute attacks before then. Anyway, I finished up my very last drawing, went to the website, and I was met with a sign that said, "That's a wrap." And I was like,
You serious?
so here's the thing. When I saw 12 o'clock MDT, I thought for sure that it meant midnight. But nope. MDT means Mountain Daylight Time. I was so upset that I literally almost cried. But looking back, I'm now realizing that at least it could have been worse. I mean, I could have told them I was going to attack them, and man, that would have sucked a lot more. And I now already have an attack ready for this year, as I currently plan to participate in Art Fight 2025, but I make no promises. Now, while I did have a lot of cringy and awkward experiences, pretty much every single one caused by me, I had way more good experiences. Like, for example, I met a ton of super cool living machine artists. I improved significantly at drawing over the past year, and I even developed a new art style. And hopefully, Art Fight 2025 will be a bit less awkward for me, but only time will tell, I guess. So with that, it's been real, and I'll see you next time, y'all skis.